You're going to think maybe this is completely mental, but this is a really important practice for me. So I'm doing a blood offering to the earth. My period, I thought was going to start like the day, well, I got really bad PMT the day before New Year's Eve. And I thought my period was starting on New Year's Eve. Like, it really felt like sometimes when you're having a period, it feels like you're giving birth. And it felt like it was one of them. It was one of those periods where it was just like a fucking beast. And it felt like I was getting rid of 2020. I was bleeding out 2020. And it felt like an epic undertaking. And I spent, New Year's Eve, and then it was that whole weekend, I didn't bleed, but I felt like I was like I was exhausted, and it just felt like a massive thing to be getting rid of. And I didn't feel like 2021 started until I finished bleeding, which I've just done. And I'm feeling, quite angry is the overall feeling I have at the moment. I'm feeling angry with my shadow self. I've been doing a lot of shadow work in the last, since moving here, since splitting up with my husband splitting up with me. Been looking a lot at like what are my bad habits and what. So like a big thing is that I'm not good enough. Like, that's my judgment, my overall judgment. I'm just looking at how like I get really addicted to people who make me not feel good enough, and that's annoying. But also just to own that, I guess, like it's tantalising, and I don't really have an answer still yet as to like, how can I enjoy or get turned on by someone who doesn't make me feel like that? Or am I mean, I guess that's what I work towards, but like your sexuality, it's quite uncontrollable, isn't it? Like the things that turn you on, it's quite difficult to I don't know, you don't choose what turns you on, do you? You don't choose it. And it really annoys me that what turns me on is being like treated badly. Like, literally treat me mean and you will keep me keen, and that really pisses me off. And I'm pretty kinky, and I'm definitely a sub, and I like all of that kind of stuff. And I just, and it all comes from dark places. It comes from being abused as a child, and it comes from and my parents splitting up, and we had an amazing family, and yet it wasn't good enough. Look at this view. I mean, it just puts things in perspective when things are this beautiful. That's why I wanted to come here. So I've got all of this angry blood that I've bled out, and also so much joy and love. Like, I'm so grateful for this, and I'm so grateful for the pilgrimage and for my connection to spirit. It's just been so much like deepened by the joy of which way should I go today? I'm gonna go this way. The joy of getting to hang out more with Mother Earth and know her better and be with her more. And it has been amazing. It's been an amazing year, and it's also been a completely heartbreaking year of one of my best friends dying, another really good friend who's one of my best friend's partners dying, and my grandma dying, and someone who really supported my work, or two people who really supported my work dying, and someone who I grew up with being murdered horrifically. So it's been a fucking mental year, and then I found myself here, and it's just, this is mental. Being here is mental. I love it so much. And so I've just had 2 or 3 days of going in, being in myself, and bleeding. and I've kept my menstrual blood, so I use a moon cup. And now, look at this, it's just fucking crazy. Like, look, I just love it so much. And now I'm going to pour the blood, which is mixed with Glastonbury water from the pilgrimage that I gathered on the pilgrimage and then carried all the way through the 500 miles from Glastonbury to the Norfolk coast. So it's energised magic water. So that I was pouring my menstrual blood into that over the last couple of days. Oh shit! Have a care. And whoop. And I didn't hurt myself then. I was lucky. I'm just going to fall off a fucking cliff. Yeah, I'm going to pour some of the blood on Eve and some of the blood on the roots of Nanny and Grandad, my Pat and Peggy trees. But yeah, I'm feeling weird. I feel a bit weird at the moment. I feel a bit weird because I've been kind of infatuated with someone, which was just a thing. It's nothing serious, but because they've been treating me mean and keeping me keen, and I'm just annoyed with myself that I'm a sucker for that. It's been quite useful to observe myself doing this, because it's like, alright, literally, am I just going to move from one marriage that basically I spent the whole marriage not being good enough, to just getting straight into something else with someone else where like they're not really into me and I'm not good enough? And it's just like, what are you doing? Why do you do this to yourself? What's the point? Can I move beyond it, and can I fancy someone who doesn't make me feel shit? Is that fucking possible? Or will I just not be interested unless that's the case? And if that is the case, then what do I do about that? Do I just like stop getting involved with people, or do I I don't know, is it possible to get turned on with that not being the case? And I don't know the answer. Hi Graham. Graham the Gorge. The gorgeous Gorge. Isn't he beautiful? You are, you're beautiful. You're my favourite gorge, Graham. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the answer is. How can you change the fact that you only get turned on by people being a bit shit with you? Life's fucking complicated, isn't it? Or it's really simple, pardon me, and I just have to stop. The thing is, I don't want to stop being like sexual, because I felt like I have just been unleashed once more on the world, having been in the situation. You know, I totally love my husband, he was lovely, and we were really good friends, but sexually we haven't been making each other happy for quite some time, and to suddenly be liberated and be able to be out there again, but then to just discover that I just get like a moth to a fucking flame straight away, just drawn to people that are like not bothered. Or it's not even that they're not bothered, it's just that they literally treat me mean to keep me keen, and they're not even being mean on purpose. Like, there's a whole bunch of reasons as to why what's going on is going on, but it's like, overall, it makes me feel like I'm not good enough, that I'm not, like, you know, that I'm just a bit of a doormat, and I need to untangle myself from it. But then what am I going to do? Just get, like, there are lots of people that have shown interest who are really nice. I'm just not interested in them being nice. So what's that all about? Why do I keep doing that? How do I do this? Who knows? But anyway, look, Here's Eve, and it's not that crazy windy today. Normally whenever I come here and we're filming, it's just crazy wind. But today, it's quite peaceful. So, I'm going to share my blood with her as a gift. The first time I did this was the shaman that I saw when I was 20, after I'd had an abortion that made me really ill. He told me to make an offering to the spirit of the child and ask her to come into my life as a spirit guide and apologise for the fact that I sent her back and see if she can forgive me and be a spirit guide. And then to make a blood offering the next time I bled to Mother Earth to say thank you for the gift and I'm sorry I had to send her back. And when I did that, I was in Lewis, which is just outside of Brighton. It's a really magical place outside of Brighton. I went there and did it, and a raven came and landed on a post in front of me and sat and watched me the whole time. Look at that. Look at this. Yes, yes, yes. And yeah, who flew with me all the way back to the train station, which is fucking crazy. So here's Eve, my favourite patch of grass. Why? Well, in the summer, all of these little brown tufts you can see are toadstools of, they're wild carrots. They look like cow parsley, and they're toadstools of pink and yellow and cream, and they're stunningly beautiful, and the whole thing is just alive with bees, and it's a real pleasure to be here in the winter and see what she looks like in her winter coat, because I've only ever seen her in the summer, and she's just beautiful, and it's all moss, and there's so many wildflowers here. There's eggs and bacon and truffle, whatever it's called, bird's foot truffle, or, I can't remember all the names, and thrifts, sea thrifts, pink sea thrifts, sea pinks, that's what they're called. Absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to get in amongst her. I don't like to tread on her too often because this ground's actually sliding into the sea for a start, so it's not that safe. Like, look, there's all the cracks here. But also I don't want to ruin her in any way. But yeah, I like to get in amongst her a bit. And here is where the mushroom was. It's going to be really wet, so I'm going to sit down on. Let me put you there. I don't think you probably want to see the blood particularly. Pour her here. So obviously menstrual blood is full of all the nutrients that would normally make a baby, and it's full of lots of goodness. So if you're not making a baby with it, giving it to the earth, giving it to the plants, feeds them. That's a good thing. If you live in a house with pot plants, you can pour it in your pot plants and it's good for them. So thank you, Eve, and thank you for calling me here. You've been calling to me for the last 2 years, and it's a joy to be here with you. Thank you for the crazy adventure that is life. Even with all its dark twists and turns and weirdnesses, I'm loving every second of it, and I'm continually learning. Thank you. I really love the roller coaster, and I enjoy learning to get far more and far less. And watching you change over the seasons is just a delight. So thank you. I'm going to go and give the rest of my blood to my lovely oak trees, Pat and Peggy. And then I'm going to go feed the chickens. Ta-ra!